Stark with us here. He plays firefighter Buck, a fan favorite on 911. And the season finale is this Thursday, and Oliver is here to tell us all about it. Please welcome Oliver Stark. All right. So, Oliver, we're so pumped to have you here. Thank you for joining us. The fans were crushed when Peter Krause's character, Captain Bobby Nash, got killed off. And the man went through a lot. He survived a B-NATO, a tsunami, an earthquake, and then he was felled by a deadly virus. How did the cast take that?
Yeah, all of that, and then he got sick.
Yeah.
It was sad, you know. We've had a long time. We've been working together 8 years now, day in, day out. You guys know you spend more time with these people than you do anybody else. So it's a big loss. It's very strange going back to work without him, and it took some time to get used to, and we actually often shoot out of order. So we shot his death, and then we had a whole episode pre-death to shoot. So that was a little strange to get to grips with, to go backwards after shooting such emotional stuff. But, you know, he's in real life doing fine, obviously, so we just have to remind ourselves of that.
And he's still alive and well.
Yes, I hope so.
Jennifer Love Hewitt plays your sister. What was it like when you guys met? Because sibling relationships are layered and complicated, so
yes, they are. Yes, they are. We met here, actually, in New York. And we said, "Oh, you're going to play my sister?" And she went, "Oh my God, you're British?" I said, "Yes." And she said, "And you have great teeth." So immediately she was, I guess, complimenting me in a backhanded way. And from then on, the sibling relationship was intact and in place.
Gotta love it. And speaking of being British, I hear in order to perfect your American accent, you used to practice with baristas at local coffee shops?
Yeah, I would. I wanted to feel confident in it at all times. I wanted to be able to go into auditions and just be American, but I was kind of anxious about that. So yeah, I would just, in my daily life, be walking around, throwing it on, seeing what reaction I got, if people just treated me normally or went, what are you doing? And thankfully, they, for the most part, had a pretty normal reaction, so it gave me some confidence.
No funny moments? No weird moments with that?
No, there was one, I think, like, A's were difficult for me at the beginning, and so, you know, you stagger through it and you work it out as you go, and we learn from our failures, right?
But did they know that you were this big star?
Well, I was not working. Actually, I had done one show over here, but it didn't have quite the mainstream appeal that 911 has taken on. So yeah, it was an easy way for me to practice.
So fans have been along for this whole ride, and a lot of people want to see Buck and Eddie's relationship maybe take a romantic turn this season. Is season 9 finally when it happens? What do you think? Yeah,
I mean, fans have become super invested in these characters in this relationship. You know, they're best friends. Eddie is a straight character on the show, but I think that's the point in doing what we do, is for people to interpret it and put a take out of it, whatever they want, and people have been pushing for that for a long time, and we're all for people to watch it and take out of it what they want and put into it what they want, so we shall see what happens. I always like to say, I just work here.
And this whole working as an actor thing seems to be going pretty great for you, but at one point you actually thought about becoming a professional firefighter?
Yeah, so I had come over to the US on a different TV show, and then that show came to an end, and I was out here for 8-9 months before 911 came along, and in that time I started to think, well, what if that show that I've previously done, what if that's it? What do I do next? I'm out here in America, and I lived opposite fire stations, so that was kind of in my world, in my psyche. So maybe that, you know.
And as the universe would have it, now look at what you're doing.
Yeah. I prefer this. This worked out nicely. You know, this is, let's say, best of both.
Yeah.
Wow. I heard that in your downtime that you're putting together a picture book. I think we have some of your pictures.
Yeah, you're a photographer.
Oh, you're a photographer.
Yeah, so just a way to stay creative and keep myself occupied on
wow,
set.
these are good.
So they're all black and white film photography. I've been doing it for a couple of years, but this is the first year that I made it through the entire season. Every episode I have behind the scenes. And so, yeah, putting together a little coffee table book just for, like, cast, crew, writers, directors, and say, you know, we do some really cool stuff here and we have a really good time. We should memorialize this.
A lot of cool stuff, and I love how in the midst of all of this, you still find time to give back, feeding America?
Yeah, you know, if we can. The 911 schedule is hectic, to say the least, but, you know, if opportunities come up, then it's you know, as I'm sure you guys will know, it's nice to do things that you feel actually matter, or matter in different ways. So if we can, then we will.
Yeah.
Did you ever dream in the beginning you'd get to season 9? I mean, that's amazing.
No, I mean, it's so unheard of in this day and age of television. And I think going into it with that mindset would set you up for disappointment because it is so rare, right? So, you know, went in and said, let's just have a good time and hope for the best. And I think the fact that we have such a good time is part of the reason that we're still here getting
It translates. It definitely does.
All right, one more time for Oliver Stock. Everybody, good to see you. And by the way, the season finale of 911 airs Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Pacific Time on ABC and streams the next day on Hulu, so be sure and check it out. All right, coming up, Chef Dan Churchill is here helping us.